Let me turn the desktop audio off and let's get into the podcast, and then we will chit chat once I'm finished. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Seftimor Podcast. Just put out a new article today. This past Monday, I was pretty down in the dumps. Cut my stream early on Monday. Was traveling a lot. Memorial Day weekend, 3-day, people come in from all over the place, all your friends, family to hang out. And of course, for me, there's drinking involved and partying and just having a good time with everybody. Well, these things open a doorway for what I call the demons. I wrote about this in a short story, which is pretty much a biography of this, called Birthday Demons. It was a short horror story I wrote, and you could find that also on the blog here. But I call that the demons. So I wrote an article about what I was feeling and how I overcame it. Going to be ad-libbing as usual, a little bit off the article. That's why I like doing these, because if I get a thought in my head, I could elaborate a little bit more. We are live on mixer.com/Seftimor recording this. So if you ever want to, come on over. And if you have any questions or anything, we could answer that. So here we go. The name of the article is The Demons of Content Creation, Silencing Negative Thoughts. In today's article, I wanted to talk about something that isn't brought up a lot, the demons of content creation. Yesterday, I woke up and wasn't feeling the greatest. This is on Monday. Traveling this past weekend and Memorial Day had caught up with me. The crap thoughts arose in my head. They told me to quit the things I've been doing and do not produce. This is don't write. Don't go live on Mixer. Don't make a podcast anymore. Just veg out. There was no amount of coffee that can clear the negative fog in my brain. I wrote that because I go to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, and if it wasn't for G Fuel, which does have some caffeine or stuff like that, I don't feel I would actually get there. So that's why I wrote that line, that no amount of coffee or stimulant could get me out of that fog. These bad thoughts usually occur from some things: lack of sleep, not working out, which I think is huge to anybody out there. If you're heavy, like me or not, I believe that working out is the ultimate nootropic for people. The way I am at work and the way I feel after working out isn't just for health reasons for me physically, it's also for mental health. Drinking on the weekends, there's no lie here. If you watch me stream or anything like that, I have a solo cup stream where I continuously drink. Not anything crazy, but I do drink and when I'm with friends and stuff like that, things do get crazy sometimes. I mean, we party, not gonna lie. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Traveling, I did travel this past weekend to New Jersey to visit my buddy T. We went to see one of my favorite bands of all time, which is CKY. It was an excellent concert. But in the meantime, getting up at 5 on Friday, getting to the gym at 5:30, working all day, driving 2.5 hours to see him, hanging out with him, having a few drinks, sleeping like shit, getting up, traveling back and forth, and it was a whole thing. And then coming home the next day on Sunday. And crappy diet. If anybody knows me, I've been fighting with my weight and with health for a very long time. So that's a whole nother ordeal, though I'm not going to go into. The worst thoughts creep into my brain and take residence there, and it's very tough to silence them. When I got into content creation, a lot of the top people said that you'd go through a roller coaster of emotions. This is Professor Broman, and the people, the guests that he had on his podcast, or just the audience members coming in. He always said that you're gonna feel everything. I knew there would be highs and lows, but I felt that keeping positivity high would negate any of those bad emotions. No one is above the trials and tribulations of life. They caught up with me in a big way. When my weekend consists of staying up late and partying, all I can think about is sitting and doing nothing. Being that I chose a field of content creation, the clock is always ticking in my brain. It is telling me to get back to work and to disregard these negative feelings. This happens a lot on Saturday mornings for me, where I'll stream till 5 in the morning, and then I will get up at 10 and have 5 hours of sleep after working all week, and I can't get back to sleep. But I'm like, okay, let me close my eyes and just lay here until 1. I'll eventually fall asleep. And instead, my brain is just racking me saying, oh, get up, go stream. And sometimes I do. So that's that. When my brain is recovering from a ton of stress, the thoughts will creep in. I call them the demons. Demons will show you how every prospect in your life is going to end up in a failure. They will tell you that you're wasting your time. Stop dreaming. Stop producing. Stop trying. Why are you trying to stand out in a crowd where no one will notice you? The demons want to keep your mindset in a permanent place of self-destruction, to keep you down, never allowing you to rise back up. They want you to believe that you are average and to stop trying to be something you're not. Go to your job, spend time with your family. Stop trying to be anything more than that. There are already millions of people out there doing the same thing you are. Why are you even wasting your time trying? Who do I think I am? Why would people actually want to listen to what I think or what I feel? I get scared being so open in a world that can turn on you in the blink of an eye. When the demons arise in my head, it is way too easy to listen to them and to give up, to stop producing, go back to only consuming. That's your Netflix, your books, you're scrolling mindlessly on social media instead of using it as a tool to meet people, network, a networking tool. It's easier to sleep in an extra hour before work instead of going to the gym. I'll be lying to you, these past 2 weeks, I never missed a workout since December. Past 2 weeks, on I think it was a Wednesday, both times, got up at 5, getting ready to go to the gym, said, nope, took that extra hour. Wasn't happy about it, but I'm not going to lie to you guys either. There are a ton of movies I could catch up on. I could even start and finish Game of Thrones finally. I could sit down and relax and enjoy all this stuff. Why keep racking my brain trying to produce? This is what the thoughts in my head say. I get feelings of quitting, to never go live again. You know, we know the big thing, don't look at numbers, don't look at this, don't look at that. But when you're in that headspace, your brain just constantly goes there. Constantly says, oh, I don't have anyone watching, or why am I doing this? You know, I could be spending time with my wife. I could be spending time with my family. I could be doing other things. They want you to succumb to their bidding and return to just being average. Who am I to compare to the greats? I write a lot about Gary Vaynerchuk. I vlog because of Casey Neistat and his inspiration on me. And I started streaming again because of Professor Broman and his podcast that I discovered in December. They're all better than me in each of their respective fields. Why even try? I consume these people's content because it inspires me to be better. Will I ever reach their level? We create content in a world that doesn't listen often. We compare ourselves to our heroes. The mental chatter never ceases to exist and will battle you every step of the way. In the midst of all this, I will never, ever fucking give up. The days I don't want to produce are the days I need to produce the most. As soon as I get back into content creation mode, the demons cease to exist. That's how I silence them. Once you get back into it, I came back here yesterday, went live, started churning out this article, made a podcast, among other things. Tweeted, did all sorts of different things, and all of a sudden, there's silence. There's no more bullshit. There's no more of that crap that's existing, because you could only silence these things by creating. For me, it's a passion. So when I do these things, I feel better. I'm better to people. I'm nicer to people. It's just a whole domino effect of positivity for me to actually create for people. All those awful thoughts they bring to me go by the wayside. Should I send that tweet out of my current feelings on a topic? Should I write that blog post and publish it even though I'm terrified how people are going to take it the wrong way, including this article now? The answer is always fuck yeah, because that is when I'm coming from a place of total and utter authenticity. The way you're going to stand out, or the way any of us stand out, is by telling our story. This is my story. This is something that happened to me for the past 2 weeks. These are my feelings. Are other people going through this? I have no idea. The only way to find out and to continue to help people is to publish it, is to write it, is to put it out there and see what happens. Life can take its toll on us. I promise you, if you can silence the demons and move forward, the negative thoughts will pass. Sometimes we have problems that feel like it's the end of the world, and then in one day, all have passed. How many times have you been there and thought you were at the bottom, and then in a day's time, a week's time, a month's time, you literally laughed at it? I have those times every single day with petty bullshit that runs through my head. Nothing is more devastating than being 80 years old or any age and having a life full of regret. I love every single moment that I get to spend helping other people, whether that be through streaming, writing, video, or audio. If I touch one person that day and make their day better, it makes mine 100 times better. If someone can get a takeaway from something that I'm going through and help them get through a struggle, then I've served my purpose for that day. I love the life and the path that I've chosen, and I thank all of those people above, including a shit ton more. But the people that I get the most value from are those three people: Casey Neistat, Gary Vaynerchuk, and of course, Professor Broman. Creating content has been the greatest prospect I have ever chosen to do. I made so many friends in such a short amount of time, people that I look forward to seeing every single day. I'm live right now because I love being with these people. I love hanging with these people. I talk to these people on Discord. I'm always connected with these people. It gets to a point where sometimes I'd rather hang out with them than other people, not closest friends or family or anything like that. I mean, they're always, have a special place in your heart. I mean, they've been around forever, but sometimes when there's a bad day at work or anything, I know that I have my viewers, my audience, my friends on these platforms. The highlight of my day is spending time with all of you. No matter how hard it gets to produce, I will always continue to do so. That's my promise to all of us. Not only for myself, but for the people that mean so much to my life. I love the people I help every day. All the retweets and the DMs telling me that a certain article has helped them, or that they were hanging out in a stream after a shitty day and I can make them forget about the bullshit for a while. Don't forget, every now and then the demons are going to show up. They will tell you to go back to a life of not doing, that life of mediocrity. We are only human. This means we are going to go through the full emotion of rainbows. Full emotional rainbow of emotions. Oh, that's a typo. Uncertainty in any endeavor is part of the process. The fear of failure is part of the process. At the end of the day, if both you and your audience is happy, then you're on the right path. The negative thoughts will always be lurking. Understand when to push past them. Keep moving forward. Always moving forward. The reward of being a content producer outweighs the burden of doing nothing tenfold. It means stepping up, playing the content creation lottery one more time, to believe that this time is the time you're going to win big. Isn't that the most beautiful thing in the world? Thank you everyone for listening. If you want to follow me on any of the platforms I create on, you can find them seftimorlive.com, where this article was written. Medium, Twitter, Instagram, Mixer, where this is being recorded live right now, and of course the podcast, all at Seftimor. That's medium.com /Seftimor, twitter.com/Seftimor, Instagram, mixer.com /Seftimor, and then anchor.fm /Seftimor. YouTube is Seftimor Live. If you enjoyed this podcast, please, please, please share it with someone that you think might be down and out on their content creation game and needs a little pick-me-up. I hope this helped people. I hope that someone could get some sort of value from this. So make sure to share it with the people in your life that could benefit from it. And then give me a like and subscribe. It helps the podcast, and it's totally free. Allow me to keep doing these. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Have a great weekend.